SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, if you've been wondering why AT&T has been moving the way that they have, it's pretty clear to me at least, the reason or the rationale. Why are they overhauling their network? Why have they switched their RAN provider, gone completely Ericsson? What does this have to do with cost? What does this have to do with the data network? It really all does make sense when you frame it with the proper kind of segmentation. And I think we could do that in this video. I'm going to tell you guys why AT&T made these hard decisions to seemingly overhaul their network very early in the 5G network build. Let's talk about it. A link to the article from Carl Weinschenk will be provided down in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video. Subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. All right, guys. AT&T's Chief Data Officer, Andy Marcus, speaking on generative AI and how it would impact, the common smartphone user, as well as, you got to think about businesses that are accessing wireless networks. Remember, AT&T does, sell a Internet Air product, fixed wireless access. They're a huge wireline provider for fiber, enterprise grade solutions, business solutions, the whole thing. And one of the things that's obviously really going to be a big piece moving forward is Gen AI. And it's going to be huge for developers. It's going to be huge for folks who are going to be using it for their day-to-day tasks, simplifying complicated multi-step processes. We could think of a lot of different things, such as like research and planning vacations, I think was mentioned in here. I didn't think of that. Maybe, hospital functions and processes. There's a lot. But I think where all of this is going to end up going, and I want to scroll down to it because this is what made me, think about the network for AT&T. Marcus wrote, quote, on an average day, our network now carries 737.2 petabytes of data. 1 petabyte being equal to 20 million filing cabinets worth of printed out info. A 5,166% increase from an average day in 2007. So we're talking about the dawn of the smartphone era, where people were just starting to buy things like iPhones and Androids or Blackberries, if you guys remember those days. That these numbers are going to continue to increase. We are talking about petabytes of data. This is today, and you can expect the network data usage to increase exponentially over the course of the next several years. Which brings me back to AT&T and what they have done to completely overhaul their network and what they're doing right now. AT&T is going to see this huge spike in data throughput. The same thing with T-Mobile, the same thing with Verizon. The usage on their network, the pattern of usage, is going to increase exponentially as they scale wireless home broadband, building out wireline and wireless networks, more use cases for their networks, and more people having more connections on the networks. It's no longer just smartphones. Now we have home internet gateways and business gateways. Now we're going to have IoTs extensively, whether it's throughout businesses or it's mobility services in mobile applications in vehicles, connected cars. There are going to be all types of different devices, infrastructure that need to have access to the web, and they'll do it through these networks. So the amount of data, whether it's sipping slowly or sipping constantly, if it's file sending or receiving, the amount of data that is going to be moved is going to be such an incredible, staggering amount. This is why AT&T is spending the money now to streamline their network build, to go completely O-RAN. It's twofold. It's preparing for a massive influx of data usage, and it's being ready to be able to use any network vendor for radio access network hardware and the virtualization of their network. This is going to get real. The sheer amount of data, like my expectation is that the data usage today will be doubled within just a couple of years. Maybe it happens later. Maybe it's 2028. Maybe it's 2030. I don't know. But I don't think it's really arguable at this point. I think it's a foregone conclusion. These network providers, AT&T included, if you study the way they move, they are preparing for massive network increased usage on all of their network angles, whether it's wireline or whether it's wireless. You see them preparing for the need for infrastructure and the need for, these pipes just getting huge, right? And we've seen huge investments into the network cores. We've seen investments into the RAN equipment, radios and antennas. We've seen investments into fiber and wireline access. We've seen them making deals with cloud hyperscalers. This is what it's all about. This is why you see overhauls happening at these networks. And there'll be some hiccups along the way, but I think it's for the better. Trust me, you do not want to be on the wrong side of history when the data usage is increasing at a faster pace than our network providers can provide. And I think they're doing a pretty good job. What do you guys think? What do you think about AT&T's readiness? You guys think they'll be able to keep up with all this? You guys think they've made the right decisions? If you don't think so, what do you think they need to change? And secondly, do you think somebody is doing it better? Maybe T-Mobile or Verizon? Tell me. Sound off in the comment section below. Tell the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.